Yeah, that sounds great. Just a couple of questions. How long, they might ask how long it takes. Well, generally I just say it's about an hour, 45 minutes for the interview. Probably put about an hour and a half aside. That's once I've got their interest.
Rapport. Yeah, rapport and interest. Okay.
Yeah, so the first email is just asking for it. And I also say what I'm going to do with the interview, how I'm going to promote it.
Yes, that's my next question.
That's right. So that's what you asked before.
Leading up to it. So look, obviously you're going to make some product out of it. Are you paying them back in some form, or how's it work?
Okay. The way it works, it's not like a I scratch your back, you scratch mine type, I'll do this for that. I just say, look, I like your work, I'm going to do the interview, it'll take an hour or whatever. And I say my area of expertise is, not everyone can say this, but my area of expertise is internet marketing, promotion on social networks. And that's when I kind of mention, getting on Google, SEO, and naturally I'll use this. So naturally I'll do this to promote you as well, or to promote the interview. And so the value has to go three ways. It has to go, number one, to the person you're interviewing. So, the reason they're going to share time is because you're going to promote it and share their message, which is great. You get the value of the added association alongside that expert. People see the interview and go, hey, well, he's friends with that guy. And the viewer actually gets the value by watching the interview. So they can sit there with a pen and paper in hand taking notes, getting the takeaways to think, wow, I could use that in my business. So the value goes to the person getting interviewed, to me, and to the viewer. So everyone wins in that scenario. So if you know how to promote, if you've got a big list, that's helpful. You can say, hey, I've got a list of 1,000 people, and I'm going to share this with them, and on Facebook, whatever. That's kind of what they're going to be interested in. To be honest, I don't have a huge list of people. So my size list isn't going to be impressive to one of these top-notch guys. But I say, look, I can promote it online this way. Here's an example of some stuff I've done. And they look at that and go, cool, I like that, yeah. And so that's it. So you need to figure out what your value is that you can bring to the interviewer. So that's why step 5 in my course is so important, because that's probably going to be what gets you the interview. Being able to promote online is how you bring the value to that person.
Yep. Okay. Let's say if you have, like, for example, like you, I'm interviewing you right now. I'm interviewing an interviewer expert, right? Obviously, my clientele would be very different to you. Like my database, they are not interested in knowing how to interview people.
Yep. So
how am I going to offer you something like in return to spread up, like promoting your business to my database?
Okay. What industry are you in?
At the moment, I'm in personal development, but what I'm actually doing for the interviewing is for the salsa dancer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to be interviewing salsa dancers?
Sorry?
So you want to be interviewing salsa dancers?
Yep, international salsa dancer, and then create an ebook or some kind of audio or some kind of products, and then have a website and then sell it through there. Now, because this guy it's like Jeff and Ken using the same logic. This guy come from overseas, he's flown from state, from UK, wherever. They come in and then they get talking. They only have like 5-10 minutes top with this guy, in and out, and then they're gone. The next thing you know.
Yeah.
So how they go with them? Go, hey, look, I want to have a quick interview with you, and I will promote you. I will give you something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So the question you say, like, is it more? Let's see if I understand it right. Is it more about how does the interview that you do with them, how does that give them value? Because you're not going to be teaching them about interviewing. That's what I teach. Is I teach business experts about interviewing and how to do the process and get the interview. So that's what I teach. But the interview process works in every situation. So maybe if you're going to be interviewing salsa dancers and you're going to say, I'm going to promote you, what's the purpose of that? They want to get promotion. So you're going to bring people to your website and then be able to sell them your ebook on salsa dancing.
Yep.
Is that what you're...
That is pretty much what it is, yeah. Yep. So I probably interview like maybe 10 people first at the beginning, and then that 10 people, I might say, look, and promoting your message and your ideas and how you become so good to my fellows who just starting out or wanting to be on the stage or being overseas like you.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Okay. So what's the big question there behind that? What is it you really want to find out?
Okay. That was a good one too. The biggest question would be, how do you offer Irresistible for the top, like for the expert on the spot without them saying no to you?
On the spot. So if you're at a gig, you're at the salsa dancer thing, you walk up to them. You know what? That's how I got the interview with Jeff.
Okay.
The very first interview I did with Jeff. I asked him at the very first. I think it was the very first event they held in Sydney or in Australia. It was when they first just got here off the plane, and they set up in Sydney and went, okay, let's do this thing. And I was on some list, probably Universal events. I think I went to Brad Sugar's event, and I was on the Universal list. And then they shot out this thing about Jeff and Kane. I thought that looked interesting. I'll go to that. And then he spoke about doing expert interviews, and at that event, I built a bit of rapport with him. I was interacting with them throughout the seminar. I didn't just walk up off the cuff and ask him. We'd had a little bit of relationship throughout the day, developed. Had a bit of fun, and then I say, hey, look, you talk about the interviewing experts. Would you be open to doing an interview with me? And because he already knew that I do internet marketing, and he goes, yeah, sure. He was a busy guy. He said, look, hit me up on Facebook, let me know, and we'll catch up. So it probably took a few months to actually make it happen. So then I just pinged him and said, hey, Jeff, met you at the gig, remember me? I said you did the interview, and he said back, yeah, cool, no worries, I'm really swamped at the moment, I'm going over to the States to do this, blah, 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 and he gave me dates. He said, look, ping me, hit me up on this date, or in whatever month it was, say April or whatever. So he said, hit me up then. So that time came, I said, hey, Jeff, just reminding you. So it was the constant relationship in email back and forward that I was pursuing this without being desperate and annoying. But we just sort of, it was like this. Here's the distance, and then we just bit by bit, and then we finally come down to a point where we go, hey, we can both meet on this day and at this time we do the interview, and we did it. Sitting right in this spot. So that was it. I asked him at the event after building a bit of rapport. So if you just walk up to someone out of the blue without any rapport, it's probably not going to work. So this isn't a system that's like every time you do this, it's going to work. It just depends on the person, the rapport you build, and the situation that you met them in, the context. Does that make sense? Is that helpful?
Yes, totally, mate. Totally. Thank you. Look, because I only asked, like 5-10 minutes of your time, I don't want to take too much time off you. Look, just to wrap it up, like, are you going to be having a seminar, ebook, or online courses soon, or?
Okay.